All right, so you're back with us, ready to jump into another deep dive.
Absolutely. Always excited to dig into some new research.
And today we're tackling a topic that's close to the hearts of many dog owners: weight loss. Specifically, we're diving deep into the world of weight loss dog food.
Yeah, it's a big one. And with good reason. Canine obesity is a serious issue. But thankfully, there is a ton of great information out there to help you make informed choices for your furry friend.
That's right. And we've got a stack of research articles, vet recommendations, and even some notes you've sent in about your pup's specific needs.
Oh, excellent. So we'll be covering everything from popular vet recommended brands to chicken-free alternatives, breed-specific formulas for Labradors and small breeds, and even homemade diets.
Yep, we're going to try to cover it all. But before we even crack open a bag of kibble, the most important step is a chat with your vet.
Absolutely. They can assess your dog's overall health, any underlying conditions, their activity level, and recommend a weight loss strategy that's tailored to their specific needs.
Okay, so assuming you've gotten the green light from your vet, let's talk about some of those vet-recommended brands we see popping up all over your research. Hill's Science Diet Metabolic, Royal Canin Veterinary Diet Satiety, and Purina Pro Plan Veterinary Diets Weight Management seem to be the heavy hitters.
Those are all excellent choices, and each one tackles weight management a little differently. Hill's, for example, is known for their focus on fiber.
Fiber, interesting.
Yeah, their metabolic formula uses a blend of soluble and insoluble fiber that works in a couple of really interesting ways.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more. How does that work?
So the soluble fiber helps regulate blood sugar levels, which can be important for weight management. And the insoluble fiber adds bulk to the food, helping your dog feel fuller and more satisfied.
Ah, so it's not just about feeling full, but also about how the food interacts with their metabolism.
Exactly. It's a multi-pronged approach.
That's pretty cool. What about Royal Canin? What makes their satiety formula stand out?
Royal Canin takes a different approach, focusing on a concept called nutritional satiety.
Nutritional satiety. I like the sound of that.
Right. Their satiety formula is high in protein and fiber, but it also utilizes hydrolyzed proteins, which are easier for dogs to digest and absorb. This can lead to a more sustained feeling of fullness and reduce those pesky food cravings.
I see. So it's about providing the building blocks for satiety.
Yeah.
Rather than just filling their tummy with whatever's available.
Exactly. It's about giving their body what it needs to feel truly satisfied.
Clever. And what about Purina Pro Plan's weight management line? What's their secret weapon?
Purina Pro Plan is all about customization. They offer a wide range of formulas, tailored to specific breed sizes and activity levels. So whether you have a tiny Chihuahua or a giant Great Dane, whether they're a couch potato or an athlete, there's a Purina Pro Plan weight management formula that's right for them.
Now, let's say your pup has a chicken allergy or sensitivity,
Right.
which we saw you mentioned in your notes. Does that limit your options?
Not at all. There are plenty of delicious and healthy alternatives out there. Fish-based formulas are a great option, with salmon, tuna, and whitefish being popular choices. These are all excellent sources of protein and omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for skin and coat health.
Fish as a protein source makes sense, but hold on. Aren't omega-3s a type of fat? I thought we were trying to keep things lean.
That's a great question, and it's a common misconception. Not all fats are created equal. Omega-3 fatty acids are actually beneficial for weight loss.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they can help reduce inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and even boost metabolism.
Wow, I had no idea. So even though we're talking about a low-fat diet, we're not completely eliminating fat, but rather choosing the right kinds of fat. This is getting really interesting.
It is. And speaking of alternative protein sources, lamb is another excellent option, especially for dogs with sensitive stomachs. It's a lean protein that's highly digestible and often well tolerated.
We're seeing a lot of lamb-based formulas in your research, so that's good to know. Now, there's one protein source that you specifically mentioned being curious about: venison. What's so special about venison?
Venison is considered a novel protein. That means it's not commonly found in commercial dog food, which makes it less likely to trigger allergic reactions in dogs with sensitivities to more common proteins like chicken or beef.
Ah, that's why it keeps popping up in searches for allergy-friendly options. It's like a secret weapon for those with sensitive pups. Of course, we can't forget about turkey. That seems to be a popular chicken alternative as well.
Exactly. Turkey is another lean protein that's often gentle on the digestive system and a great source of essential nutrients.
So even with dietary restrictions, there is still plenty of fantastic choices out there. It's great to see that you're not limited just because your dog can't have chicken. Now, beyond these vet-recommended brands, you also seem interested in exploring other highly regarded options. Is that right?
Yes, and it's smart to cast a wide net. While vet recommendations are a great starting point, the best brand truly depends on your dog's individual needs and what agrees with them.
Okay, so let's talk about some of those other brands. We see Eukanuba Weight Control and Diamond Naturals Extreme Weight Control. Mentioned quite a bit in your research. What makes them stand out?
Eukanuba Weight Control is known for their emphasis on L-carnitine.
L-carnitine.
Yeah, it's a nutrient that helps convert fat into energy. It's also formulated with prebiotics to support healthy digestion, which is especially important during weight loss.
So it's not just about reducing calories, but also about helping the body utilize those calories more efficiently.
Precisely.
That's fascinating. What about Diamond Naturals Extreme Weight Control? What sets them apart?
Diamond Naturals Extreme Weight Control focuses on a higher protein and fiber content to promote satiety and lean muscle mass. They also use a unique blend of antioxidants to support overall health and well-being during weight loss.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground already. Vet-recommended brands, chicken-free options. And now we're venturing into the world of highly regarded brands. That might be a good fit for your pup. But before we go any further, there's one breed in particular that we need to address: Labradors. We saw that you might have one of these lovable, but often food-motivated pups at home.
Labradors are notorious for their love of food, and they're certainly prone to weight gain if you have a Labrador. It's crucial to find a formula that's specifically designed for their needs.
So what should Labrador owners be looking for when it comes to weight loss dog food? Are there any brands that really cater to their specific needs?
Absolutely. Royal Canin has a fantastic formula called Labrador Retriever Adult Weight Control. It's specifically tailored to their breed's metabolism and tendencies. It's lower in calories and fat than traditional Labrador formulas, but it's still packed with the nutrients they need to thrive. Plus, it's designed to help them feel fuller for longer, which can be a game changer for those food-loving labs.
That sounds like a dream come true for Labrador owners battling the begging eyes at the dinner table. Are there any other Labrador-specific formulas out there that stand out?
Hill's Science Diet also has a great option. Adult perfect weight, large breed, chicken and barley. It's formulated with a unique blend of fiber and L-carnitine to help manage weight and support lean muscle mass. And of course, Purina Pro Plan offers their large breed adult weight management formula, which is tailored to the needs of larger, more active dogs like Labradors.
Okay, so it seems like there are plenty of great choices out there for Labrador owners. Now, we also noticed that you're curious about homemade diets, which is fantastic. Taking a hands-on approach to your dog's nutrition is admirable, but it definitely requires some extra care and planning.
It does. While there are some amazing benefits to homemade diets, you have complete control over the ingredients you can cater to specific sensitivities. And it can be a fun bonding experience. You absolutely have to make sure you're meeting all of your dog's nutritional needs.
So what are the key things to consider if you're thinking about going the homemade route? What are the essential components of a balanced homemade diet for weight loss?
The foundation of any homemade diet, especially for weight loss, is lean protein. Think chicken breast, turkey, fish, lean ground beef, all excellent sources of the amino acids your dog needs to maintain muscle mass while shedding those extra pounds.
That makes sense. Protein is essential for building and repairing tissues, so it's definitely crucial even when we're trying to reduce calories. What else should we be including in a homemade weight loss diet?
Next up, we need some healthy carbs. Not all carbs are bad, especially when we're talking about complex carbohydrates that provide sustained energy and fiber. Brown rice, sweet potatoes, quinoa, these are all great options that will help your dog feel full and satisfied without packing on the pounds.
So it's about choosing those slow digesting carbs that provide energy over time, rather than those quick spikes and crashes that can lead to cravings and overeating. Makes sense. What about fat? I know we've talked about omega-3s being beneficial, but what other fat sources are important in a homemade diet?
A small amount of healthy fat is essential, even in a weight loss diet. Fat provides energy, helps the body absorb certain vitamins, and keeps their skin and coat healthy. Fish oil, olive oil, even a little bit of avocado, these are all great sources of healthy fats that can be added in moderation.
So we've got our lean protein, our healthy carbs, our healthy fats. Anything else we need to round out a balanced homemade weight loss diet?
Of course, don't forget about fruits and veggies. They're packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, and they add flavor and variety to the diet. Carrots, spinach, green beans, apples, blueberries, without the seeds. There are tons of options to explore. Just be mindful of portion sizes. and any potential sensitivities your dog might have.
This is fantastic information. It's like having a personal chef for your dog, but with a healthy twist. But I have to ask, if you're considering a homemade diet, isn't it crucial to consult with a veterinary nutritionist?
You're absolutely right. Creating a balanced homemade diet is a bit like walking a tightrope. You need to make sure you're meeting all of your dog's nutritional needs without overdoing it on calories. A veterinary nutritionist can help you create a meal plan that's safe, effective, and tailored to your dog's specific needs.
Okay, so if homemade diets are a bit like a culinary adventure, let's shift gears and talk about something a little more straightforward. USA-made dog food brands. We noticed this was something you were specifically interested in exploring.
And rightfully so. There are a lot of amazing USA-made brands that are known for their high-quality ingredients and ethical sourcing practices.
Great. So which brands are topping the list when it comes to USA-made weight loss dog food? What should our listener be looking for?
Wellness Core Weight Management is a great option. They're known for their high-protein, grain-free formulas that are packed with healthy fats and fiber. Origin and Ekana are two other brands that are highly regarded for their commitment to using fresh regional ingredients in their formulas.
We're seeing those names pop up quite a bit in your research, and they all seem to have a strong focus on quality and transparency, which is fantastic. Any other USA-made brands we should mention?
Solid Gold Wolf King is another great choice. They're known for their unique blend of 20 superfoods that provide a boost of antioxidants and nutrients.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground when it comes to different brands and types of weight loss dog food. But let's get practical for a moment and talk specifically about dry food. We know it's a popular choice for its convenience and shelf stability. What should we be looking for on those ingredient lists when we're shopping for weight loss dry food? What are the key things that make a dry food formula a good choice for weight management?
First and foremost, you want a high protein content. Protein helps your dog maintain lean muscle mass while they're losing fat, which is crucial for their overall health and metabolism. Look for formulas where a named meat source, like chicken, fish, or lamb, is the first ingredient.
Okay, so we're aiming for high protein, but what about fat and carbs? What's the ideal balance for weight loss?
You're right to be thinking about those macronutrients. Low fat is essential for reducing calorie intake. So look for formulas with a fat content that's lower than their standard adult maintenance formulas. And you'll also want to be mindful of carbohydrates. While some carbs are necessary for energy, too many can lead to weight gain. Look for formulas with a moderate carbohydrate content, and focus on complex carbs from sources like brown rice or sweet potatoes, rather than simple carbs like corn or wheat.
So it's all about balance and choosing the right sources for those macronutrients. It's starting to feel like a science experiment in the kitchen, but in a good way, of course. Now, what about fiber? We haven't talked much about that yet, but it seems to be playing a key role in a lot of these weight loss formulas. What's so special about fiber?
Fiber is your best friend when it comes to weight loss for both humans and dogs.
Is that right?
It adds bulk to the food, helping your dog feel fuller and more satisfied, which can reduce begging and those pleading eyes at the dinner table. Plus, it's great for their digestive health, keeping things moving smoothly.
All right, I'm starting to see a pattern here. High protein to maintain muscle, low fat to reduce calories, and high fiber for satiety and digestion. It's like a trifecta of weight loss power. But hold on, we've covered a lot of ground here. Vet recommendations, chicken-free options, considerations for Labradors, homemade diets, USA-made brands, what to look for in dry food. But what about our small breed friends? They have their own unique needs, right?
Absolutely. Small breeds have different metabolisms, smaller stomachs, and they need smaller kibble sizes. Finding a formula that's specifically designed for their needs is crucial.
So what are the key things to keep in mind when choosing a weight loss food for a small breed? What should we be looking for on those labels?
Calorie control is paramount. Small breeds have tiny tummies, so even a small amount of extra food can lead to weight gain. Look for formulas with a calorie density that's appropriate for their size and activity level.
So we're being extra careful with those portion sizes. What about protein? Is it still as crucial for small breeds as it is for larger breeds?
Absolutely. High-quality protein is still essential even in small breeds. It helps them maintain muscle mass, which is especially important as they age. Look for formulas with a high percentage of protein from a named meat source, just like we discussed earlier.
Okay, let's take a moment to recap. We've talked about a lot of different factors to consider when choosing weight loss food for your dog. But at the end of the day, what are the core ingredients or characteristics that we should be looking for to help our pups slim down healthily?
The golden rule for weight loss, whether we're talking about humans or dogs, is to consume fewer calories than we burn. So when it comes to dog food, we're looking for formulas that are high in protein, low in fat, and overall low in calories.
It seems so simple when you put it like that.
Yeah.
But of course, there's a lot more nuance to it. When we start talking about specific ingredients, protein sources, fiber content, and all those other factors we've discussed, now let's face it, sometimes even the healthiest dog food needs a little boost in the flavor department. What are some healthy and delicious things we can mix into our dog's food to make it more appealing?
I love this question. Mixing in healthy ingredients is a great way to boost both nutrition and flavor. Without adding a ton of extra calories, it's also a fun way to add variety to their diet and keep things interesting.
It's like creating a little gourmet experience for our furry friends. So what are some of your go-to mix-ins? What are your favorite ways to jazz up a bowl of weight loss dog food?
Veggies are always a great starting point. Low-calorie options like carrots, green beans, and spinach are packed with vitamins and fiber, and most dogs enjoy their crunchy texture.
It's a sneaky way to get them to eat their greens. And it adds a pop of color to the bowl, which never hurts. What about adding some extra protein? Is that a good idea for dogs who are extra active or need to build muscle mass?
Absolutely. You can add some cooked lean protein, like shredded chicken breast or flaked fish, for an extra protein boost. Just be sure to avoid any seasonings or cooking oils that might be harmful to dogs.
Plain and simple is best. And what about healthy fats? We talked earlier about how omega-3s are beneficial, but what other healthy fats can we incorporate into those mix-ins?
A little drizzle of fish oil or olive oil can do wonders for their coat, making it shiny and healthy. Plus, it adds flavor and moisture to their food, which can be really appealing, especially for picky eaters.
Okay, so we've got our veggies, our lean protein, our healthy fats. Anything else we can toss in there to round out a delicious and nutritious mix-in?
Don't forget about fruit. Some dogs love a touch of sweetness in their meals. Apples and blueberries are great low-calorie options, but always remember to remove the seeds from the blueberries before giving them to your dog.
Got it. No blueberry seeds for our furry friends. So it's like creating a little salad bar for our dogs. But with a canine-approved twist. I love it.
Exactly. It's all about variety and finding what your dog enjoys. And the best part is you can adjust the mix-ins based on their individual needs and preferences.
I love how customizable this whole approach is. It's not about following a rigid set of rules, but rather about finding what works best for your dog and your lifestyle.
Couldn't agree more. It's about finding that sweet spot where nutrition enjoyment and overall well-being intersect.
Now, we've talked a lot about different types of dog food and healthy mix-ins, but let's zoom in on low-fat diets specifically. What exactly does that mean when it comes to our furry friends? What are the key characteristics of a low-fat diet for dogs?
A low-fat diet for dogs is all about reducing their overall calorie intake to promote weight loss. It's not about eliminating fat entirely, because as we discussed earlier, some fats are actually beneficial. It's about choosing the right kinds of fat and keeping the overall fat content low.
So what are some of the typical components of low-fat diet for dogs? What kind of ingredients should we be looking for?
Lean protein sources are the foundation of any low-fat diet. So think chicken breast, turkey, fish, lean ground beef. We want to avoid fatty cuts of meat and processed meats that are high in saturated fat.
So we're being mindful of where that protein is coming from. Makes sense. What about carbohydrates? Are those still okay in a low-fat diet?
Yes, but again, it's about choosing the right kinds of carbs. Healthy carbs, like brown rice and sweet potatoes, are often included in low-fat diets for dogs because they provide energy and fiber without a lot of calories. We want to avoid sugary or processed carbs that can spike blood sugar and contribute to weight gain.
So it's about choosing those complex carbs that provide sustained energy and keep them feeling fuller for longer. What about fat sources? Are there any specific types of fat we should be looking for or avoiding in a low-fat diet?
As we discussed earlier, omega-3 fatty acids are actually beneficial for weight loss. So fish oil is a great addition to a low-fat diet. We also want to be mindful of limiting fat supplements like oils and fatty acids. A little bit is okay, but too much can sabotage our weight loss goals.
It's all about moderation and making informed choices about those fat sources. This is all great information, and I think we've covered a lot of the key points about low-fat diets for dogs. But before we move on to the next part of our deep dive, I think it's crucial to highlight some important considerations that we've touched on throughout our conversation.
I completely agree. There are some key things to remember beyond just the type of food you choose.
First and foremost, whenever you're switching your dog to a new food, whether it's a different brand, different formula, or even a homemade diet, you need to do it gradually.
Absolutely. A sudden change in diet can lead to digestive upset, so we want to transition slowly over a period of 7 to 10 days.
That makes perfect sense. We don't want to shock their system with a sudden change in ingredients. Now, what about portion control? That seems like a pretty crucial aspect of weight loss, no matter what kind of food we're talking about.
You're absolutely right. Portion control is key. It's not just about the type of food, but also about how much you're feeding your dog. Follow those feeding guidelines carefully and adjust as needed based on your dog's individual needs and activity level.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to those serving sizes. We're paying attention to our dog's cues and making adjustments as needed. And speaking of individual needs, let's not forget about exercise. Diet is a huge part of the equation, but regular exercise is absolutely essential for weight loss and overall health in dogs.
Couldn't agree more. Exercise not only helps burn calories, but it also strengthens muscles, improves cardiovascular health, and can even help with behavior issues.
It's like a magic bullet for so many different aspects of their well-being. I know we've touched on this before, but I think it's worth reiterating. Monitoring your dog's weight regularly is so important.
Absolutely. Weight loss is a journey, not a destination. We need to track their progress, celebrate those small victories, and make adjustments to their diet or exercise routine as needed along the way.
And finally, I can't stress this enough. Consult with your veterinarian. They're your best resource for personalized advice and guidance throughout this entire process.
That's the best advice we can give.
All right, we've covered a ton of ground in this first part of our deep dive, exploring different brands, ingredients, and considerations for choosing the right weight loss food for your furry friend. But this is just the beginning.
Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll delve even deeper into the world of canine weight loss, exploring the benefits of exercise, addressing common challenges, and sharing inspiring success stories.
It's gonna be great.
I can't wait. Welcome back. Ready to dive back into the world of canine weight loss.
Absolutely. I'm excited to pick up where we left off, talking about the importance of exercise.
It's essential, and it's not just about burning calories. Exercise has so many incredible benefits for dogs, both physically and mentally.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Yeah.
Let's break it down. What are some of the key benefits of exercise for dogs, especially those who are trying to shed a few pounds?
Well, as you mentioned, burning calories is a big one. Exercise helps boost their metabolism and create that calorie deficit that's essential for weight loss. But beyond that, it strengthens their muscles and bones, improves their cardiovascular health, and can even reduce the risk of developing chronic diseases like diabetes and arthritis.
Wow. So it's not just about looking good, but about feeling good and staying healthy in the long run. That's amazing. Now, what about the mental benefits of exercise? I've heard that exercise can be really helpful for dogs who are anxious or have a lot of energy.
You're absolutely right. Exercise is a fantastic way to release pent-up energy and reduce stress. It also provides mental stimulation, which can be really helpful for dogs who are prone to boredom or destructive behaviors. A tired dog is a happy dog.
I love that saying, and it makes so much sense. A good workout can tire them out both physically and mentally, which can lead to a calmer and more well-behaved pup. Now let's talk about specific types of exercise. What kind of activities are best for overweight dogs? Are there any activities we should avoid?
That's a great question. The best type of exercise will depend on your dog's individual needs, their breed, their age, and any underlying health conditions they might have. It's always a good idea to consult with your vet before starting any new exercise program.
Of course. Vet consultations are always a must when we're talking about major changes to their routine. But assuming we've gotten the green light from our vet, what are some good starting points? What are some gentle, low-impact activities that are suitable for overweight dogs?
Walking is always a great option. It's low impact, it's easy to incorporate into your daily routine, and it's a great way for you and your dog to bond.
It's like a 2-for-1 deal. You get your exercise, they get their exercise. And you get to spend quality time together. Now, what if my dog is really resistant to walking? What if they're just not motivated to get moving?
I hear you. That's a common challenge, especially with dogs who are used to being couch potatoes. But there are a few things you can try to make walking more appealing.
Okay, give me all the tips and tricks. How do we turn those couch potatoes into walking enthusiasts?
Start small. Don't expect them to go for a mile-long walk right off the bat. Begin with short walks around the block and gradually increase the distance and duration as they build up their stamina.
So it's like training for a marathon, but for furry friends. We're starting slow and steady and building up to those longer walks over time. What else can we do to make those walks more enticing?
Make it fun. Bring along their favorite toys. Explore new routes. Let them sniff and explore to their heart's content.
It's about making it an adventure rather than just a chore. I love that. Now, what about other types of exercise besides walking? Are there any other low-impact activities that are suitable for overweight dogs?
Swimming is a fantastic option. It's a great way to burn calories and build strength without putting stress on their joints.
I've heard that swimming is like a full-body workout for dogs. It engages so many different muscle groups. Are there any other activities we should add to our list?
Gentle play sessions can be really beneficial. Think fetch in the backyard, a game of tug-of-war, or even some indoor hide-and-seek.
I love how adaptable exercise can be. It doesn't have to be complicated or require fancy equipment. We can incorporate movement into their everyday lives with simple games and activities.
Exactly. It's about finding what works for you and your dog and making it a part of your routine.
Now let's talk about something we touched on earlier, motivation. How do we motivate a dog who's just not that interested in exercise? What are some strategies for getting those reluctant pups moving and grooving?
That's where positive reinforcement comes in. Use treats, praise, and their favorite toys to reward them for participating in exercise.
So we're turning those walks and play sessions into positive experiences. It's about associating exercise with fun and rewards. What else can we do to boost their motivation?
Find an exercise buddy. Dogs are social creatures and they often enjoy exercising with their furry friends. Consider joining a dog walking group or taking them to a dog park where they can run and play with other dogs.
It's like a social hour and a workout all rolled into one.
Brilliant. Now let's shift gears a little bit and talk about some of the common challenges people face when trying to help their dogs lose weight. Because, let's be real, it's not always easy.
You're absolutely right. It can be a journey with its ups and downs, and it's important to be prepared for those bumps along the road.
One of the biggest challenges I hear about is dealing with a dog who's constantly begging for food. It's so hard to resist those puppy dog eyes.
Oh, I know. Those pleading eyes can melt even the strongest resolve. But it's crucial to remember that. Giving in to those begs is not doing your dog any favors in the long run.
So how do we handle a persistent beggar? What are some strategies for staying strong in the face of those irresistible puppy dog eyes?
Consistency is key. If you give in even occasionally, your dog will learn that persistence pays off and they'll keep trying their luck.
It's about setting clear boundaries and sticking to them, no matter how much they try to charm their way into an extra treat. Exactly. And remember, it's not about being mean or depriving your dog. It's about love and wanting what's best for their health.
Another challenge I hear a lot about is finding the time for exercise, especially when you have a busy schedule.
That's a very common hurdle, but even small bursts of activity can make a difference. Think about incorporating movement into your daily routine.
Like taking the stairs instead of the elevator, or parking farther away from the store entrance.
Exactly. And remember, exercise doesn't have to be a chore. Find activities that both you and your dog enjoy and make it a fun, bonding experience.
You know, it's amazing how something as simple as a walk can strengthen that bond between you and your furry friend.
It truly is. And let's not forget the mental stimulation that exercise provides. It can tire them out mentally, as well as physically, which can lead to a calmer, happier dog overall.
It's about addressing their whole well-being, physical, mental, and emotional. Now, we've talked about the challenges, but let's flip the coin and talk about the rewards. What are some of the amazing things you've witnessed when dogs achieve a healthy weight?
Oh, the rewards are immeasurable. First and foremost, you're reducing their risk of serious health problems. Joint pain, diabetes, heart disease. These are all conditions that are more common in overweight dogs.
It's like we're giving them the gift of a longer, healthier life. What other rewards have you seen?
Beyond the physical benefits, you'll often see a dramatic increase in their energy levels, their mobility, and their overall zest for life. They'll be able to play for longer, enjoy walks without getting tired, and participate in more activities with you.
It's like watching them rediscover the joy of movement. That's incredible. Are there any other rewards that come to mind?
You'll also likely see improvements in their mood and temperament. Overweight dogs can be lethargic and even irritable, but as they slim down and start feeling better, they often become more playful, more affectionate, and just all around happier.
Wow, it's truly amazing how interconnected everything is. Their physical health, their mental health, their emotional well-being, it's all intertwined.
It really is. And let's not forget the emotional reward for you as their owner. Seeing your dog thrive and regain their vitality is incredibly fulfilling.
It's a journey you embark on together, and the bond you share only grows stronger along the way.
You hit the nail on the head. It's a testament to the incredible love and companionship we share with our canine friends.
You know, as we've been talking, I've been thinking about how this whole conversation has really shifted my perspective on weight loss for dogs. It's not just about the number on the scale. It's about so much more.
I couldn't agree more. It's about enhancing their quality of life in every way possible.
Exactly. It's about giving them the energy to run and play, the freedom from joint pain, the joy of participating in activities with us, and the overall well-being that comes from being at a healthy weight.
It's a holistic approach that encompasses their physical health, their mental health, and their emotional well-being.
And when we approach weight loss from that perspective, it becomes more than just a diet. It becomes a lifestyle change that benefits both them and us.
Beautifully said. It's about making those small, consistent changes that add up to big results over time.
I love that. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. And it's about enjoying the journey along the way. Welcome back. We're in the final stretch of our deep dive into canine weight loss.
And can you believe how much we've covered already?
Seriously, it's amazing how much there is to learn about helping our furry friends slim down. But, before we wrap up, I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier, this idea of approaching weight loss holistically.
Absolutely. It's not just about the number on the scale.
Exactly. It's about so much more than that. So can you remind us what a holistic approach to canine weight loss looks like?
It's about recognizing that every aspect of their life, their diet, their exercise routine, their mental stimulation, their emotional well-being, all these pieces kind of fit together to create a complete picture of their health.
So it's like we're treating them as whole beings rather than just focusing on one isolated aspect of their health. I love that. Now, what are some practical ways we can kind of incorporate this approach into our daily lives with our dogs?
One of the simplest yet most profound things you can do is to prioritize quality time with your dog.
Quality time.
Yeah, whether it's a daily walk, a cuddle session on the couch, a game of fetch in the backyard, those moments of connection are so important for their emotional well-being.
It's about making them feel loved and valued and part of the family.
Right. And speaking of connection, one of my favorite ways to enhance a dog's well-being is through enrichment activities.
Enrichment activities. Interesting. Tell me more about that. How do they benefit dogs who are trying to lose weight?
Enrichment activities are all about engaging their minds and their senses. Think puzzle toys, snuffle mats, lick mats, even scattering their food around the yard instead of just putting it in a bowl.
So it's about making mealtime more challenging and engaging.
Exactly. These activities provide mental stimulation, which can be really helpful. For weight management, when their minds are engaged, they're less likely to focus on food and begging for treats.
It's like we're redirecting that energy and focus towards something that's both fun and beneficial. I love that. What other enrichment activities come to mind?
Training sessions are a fantastic way to provide enrichment, teaching them new tricks, working on basic obedience commands, or even trying out a new dog sport. These activities challenge their minds, strengthen your bond, and burn off some energy.
Oh, that's fantastic. So as we're wrapping up this deep dive, I want to touch on something that's really resonated with me throughout our conversation, this idea of patience and persistence.
Yeah.
Weight loss is a journey. And it's not always easy. So what advice do you have for our listeners who are feeling discouraged or frustrated along the way?
It's so important to remember that every dog is different, and their weight loss journey will be unique. There's no magic formula or quick fix. It's about finding what works best for your dog, making those small, consistent changes, and celebrating those small victories along the way.
It's about progress, not perfection. And it's about remembering that you're in this together with your furry friend.
Exactly, you're a team.
Now, one of the most inspiring things we've talked about today is this incredible bond between humans and dogs. It's a bond that's built on trust and loyalty and unconditional love.
And when we tap into that bond, we can accomplish some pretty amazing things together.
Yeah, it's true. So to our listener who's embarking on this weight loss adventure with their canine companion, I want to leave you with a few final thoughts. Be patient. Be persistent. And most importantly, be kind to yourself and your furry friend.
And remember that every step you take, every healthy choice you make is an act of love for your dog. It's a gift that'll keep on giving for years to come.
So on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the world of canine weight loss. We hope you found this information helpful and inspiring.
It's been a pleasure.
As always, to all dog lovers out there, keep those tails wagging, those hearts full, and those bodies healthy.